Minute 58 of Iron Man 1. My name is Brian.
I'm Richard.
And this is the podcast that took that repulsor ray, cracked it open, put some eggs in it, closed it back up, and drenched it in a nice creme brulee, just softened with heat, Pym particle sauce.
Are we about to eat a repulsor ray?
That's what we did, and that's how we traveled back in time so we could rewatch the entire Infinity Saga from Iron Man 1 Spider-Man Far From Home, because we needed to ask the age-old question, Richard, what happened in this minute?
When the repulsor ray goes off inside of you, which end does it come out of?
Belly button.
And you're gonna fly backwards.
Oh, my belly button's on my back.
What?
Look, my stomach got very large. It started traveling.
I was thinking you might have had a tail, and they cut it off, and they made a new order. We're done with this joke. So what happens? What happens in this minute is we're basically in the middle of a mini montage of him working on the suit. We see him working on the arm. First, he inserts his arm into a hologram of the arm piece, and it's the metal piece later that he inserts his arm into. He's trying it out, and then eventually he gets to a point where it's a full shoulder to wrist arm assembly that he's slowly moving out. He has the repulsor, what we knew as the repulsor beam, in his hands. Pepper is coming. She's coming.
Wait, I just wanted to double check. You said he gets the arm into the hologram around the 8-second mark.
Yes.
Then he puts it into the repulsor at the 15-second mark.
Right, yeah.
But then, did I mishear you? Did you say there was like a third one with longer?
There was no third one. That was my bad.
This is longer? Okay.
Yeah. He puts his arm into a full metal version of what he has, and it covers him from shoulder to wrist.
And look at that. At the 18-second mark, we have a thing on his chest that light up that I can see where the battery could be. Remember when he was shirtless and it was so thin?
Right.
But he's got...
And now he has something around it as, like, the suit would have it.
Yeah.
So that looks like early mountings for the suit. Like, he's still prototyping the chest piece, but the arm is much further along. What does he say there? He says...
She said, I thought you said you were done making weapons, right. And he says, the subtitles are not always correct with what's actually said, but the subtitles say, I did. This is a flight stabilizer. It's completely harmless, which is almost exactly what he said.
Yeah. And so, she's showing concern for what he wanted his career path to be, what he wanted his life path to be. She's like, I thought you were done making weapons. And he's like, no, I'm totally am. This is just to stabilize my flight. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And he's like, check this out.
It was totally safe and nothing unexpected happened and he was fine and she wasn't shocked by anything. They lived happily ever after.
Mm-hmm. And Obadiah decided to be a cool dude.
Yes, because he jumped into a lake with no one around in the middle of it when it's all frozen over.
Obadiah...
And he died.
I was going to say he eventually moved on and became a pretty accomplished bowler, as per the Big Lebowski.
He went on to grow hair on his head.
And fight fascism.
And drink a lot to cover up the sins of his past.
And he gets his rug stolen.
I don't remember that movie much. I watched it once.
It was kind of the inciting incident in the beginning.
I didn't like it. I need to watch it.
You should try it again, yeah. It's a hard movie not to like. Big Lebowski. We're talking about the Big Lebowski. That's like the Jeff Bridges movie, even though he has a lot of other very good movies.
Wait, it's a hard movie not to like. What are you saying about me? That I'm just full of hate and rage?
No. I think if...
You're right! Fuck Iron Man! You're
like, I am Obadiah Stern.
I hate everything with a logo or a copyright claim.
Yes, many things.
Copyright filing. I don't know.
He has so many things with logos on them, especially Marvel logos. So he tells her...
I flicked Ant-Man onto you.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I'm sure he's not...
He's gonna Thanos you. Thanos you? Remember that?
God, I hope not.
Do you remember what that was?
Was that actually mentioned in the movies, or was that a fan theory?
No, it was a fan joke.
Going up his butt and expanding. Yep.
He would just be ant jelly. Thanos has butt muscles of a titan.
Really?
I mean, I gotta imagine.
Not even really bad hemorrhoids you would have?
I mean, he might, but Ant-Man will just come out dead, liquefied.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
I mean, you got to imagine, like, it doesn't matter how much force pushing out. I don't think Ant-Man's going to survive that no matter what. His bones will be pulverized against the skin of Thanos. I mean, like, literally, how much did Tony have to do to all that for a drop of blood? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a lot of force just to get a little...
True.
Yeah.
So maybe it would just explode
inside his butt.
Jelly,
it would be
straight out of.
It would be diarrhea.
It would be.
That's all it would be. I mean, it would just be Pym particle diarrhea. Ah! I didn't shit myself on this battlefield. I swear.
Thanos would be like, "What is the meaning of this?"
I don't eat for 2 days before battle. It's just my routine. There's nothing in me.
You would just have. Never mind.
Don't say it.
No.
Come on, it's good. It's a safe place here.
It's like you said, he would just have diarrhea. He would just be disturbed. Thanos would just be disturbed. He'd be like, "Oh, what the hell is this?"
Would you even say that he might be a little antsy about it?
No, he wouldn't. He would just be disturbed. Moving on with a minute.
Talk about an antagonist. Your silence just makes me laugh more.
I just want to move on with a minute, honestly.
I know. I'm not milking this.
No, stop. Stop milking it.
I said I'm not milking it.
Oh, okay.
My ribs hurt. My abdominal muscles where they should be hurt. Oh, I'm gonna have a headache in about 10 minutes.
Can I go make some food or?
No, moving on. Moving on. So what happens instead of happily ever after when he does the?
He tells her it's just a flight stabilizer. Everything's fine. Check this out. And he goes to demonstrate, and of course, much like the foot thrusters, it launches him across the room and it shoots a beam of energy.
Yeah.
Some cool repulsory. These are some strong things. They just shoot human beings across rooms like they're nothing. So that's pretty cool.
What happened there was so ugly that Tony was repulsed by it. Mm-hmm. And just flew away from it.
You know, I'm glad he has something that's mounting it, embracing it against his body so that it's a reason that his arm doesn't just get flung off his body. It shoots his whole body back, you know? So
yeah, it's weird. He has a button on the table that activates it.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty instant.
God, that's a magnificent light beam.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. That's right around the 44-second mark. That if you're listening on audio, I'm showing the big, huge beam there. Oh my gosh, that's magnificent.
Yes, this is all right before Pepper says Obadiah's waiting for you upstairs. He's like, well, I guess I have some things to show him. So, kablooey, he gets launched backwards. Pepper protects her ears and her head, and she's like, whoa. Tony heads upstairs, presumably 10 minutes later, he cleans up. He heads upstairs. Yeah.
You did say that this is all before she says that Obadiah's upstairs, but she already mentioned it before.
She mentioned it before. I said earlier, she said that Obadiah's upstairs. So yeah, before he demonstrates the repulsor beam, she says Obadiah's waiting for you upstairs.
Yeah, and it's interesting because now I'm curious about the letters here. Anyway, right before it actually hits, there's like a little heat wave, when you're in the desert and you see a long road ahead of you and the road looks a little wavy because of the heat. They got a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That is cool.
Yeah, right over her collarbone. Mm-hmm. And then boom, hit back. But also, around the 44-second mark, we go from that big explosion that's right on his face and you see the hair is lit up. And then when it has the secondary smaller one, if you're going frame by frame, which would be very hard from Instagram, I don't blame you. But then the light changes to being behind his head.
So it looks like it reflects off that panel behind his head, and so that panel behind his head is giving some light too when that happens. And so then there's light on the back of his head too. That's just like what happens when a room lights up. Reflects off of all surfaces, and then so there's technically light coming off of the surfaces behind him, and the back of his head lights up.
And as he flies, it's the back of his head is all lit up the whole time.
And it goes away immediately after the beam's gone.
I mean, there's this big it's around, but it really should only be coming from the front there. And,
well, like I said, it's reflecting off the room around him. Yeah.
But then look, when it's not there and he's still flying, he still gets some backlight on his hair.
And it goes away. It goes away when the beam goes away, I think.
Well, I wonder if, the reason I'm pointing this out is I wonder if they had the scene and then had him freeze in place at the end of his talking scene and then said, all right, stunt team, get ready to pull on 3, 2, 1, and then did the yank, with whatever rope he was attached to. Mm-hmm. And then maybe they changed the lighting a little bit or some lighting change. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? They just had everyone stay in place and then they stopped, paused, did a safe countdown so that it was expected when he would fly back, and then just cut right in the middle. Mm-hmm. Cover it up with big light effects.
You can look for the cut.
Well, I mean, I don't think we're going to really find it because...
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, the cut, though.
Yeah, I'm just over it. It might not be there. I'm just overthinking because he gets so backlit from behind right after. Mm-hmm. But yeah, on the computer screen behind him, we see a lot of schematics going really quickly before it... Yeah, and then the screen kind of blinks out. It blinks like a still image for a bit. Mm-hmm. And on the right-hand side, near the 45-second mark, and then on the left-hand side, dummy and another screen, and some of the tools that are on the table around there, like the toolbox, go flying, including some papers. Mm-hmm.
He assures her, I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that.
And he finally gets upstairs. The light beam is showing right through his chest, as I guess you would expect. Obadiah knows already. Yeah. Obadiah is playing piano. I do not know the piece that Obadiah is playing.
Not only that, it's not only shining through the shirt, there's a cutout. It's popping out.
Literally popping out. He's like, yo, Obadiah, look at this thing.
He's popping those pecs and he's popping that reactor. There weren't enough syllables to say arc reactor.
And you said reactor?
Reactor. He's playing on a Blüthner piano with apple juice.
Sure.
With ice.
Sure, could be apple juice.
Or it could be some licka.
Yes. Tony asks Obadiah, how did it go?
And he said, went that bad, huh? And I was hoping we would get a couple more seconds before this minute cut out, but in the next minute, you'll understand why we chose New York-style pizza with Da Bomb as our challenge. So when we finish this breakdown of Iron Man 1, we'll count how many ratings and reviews are on Apple Podcasts and eat that many bites of New York-style pizza with Da Bomb, the most miserable of hot sauces on Hot Ones, and eat that many bites. So feel free to go over to Apple Podcasts to make us miserable of that. And you said he did get cleaned up. He changed his shirt. Not only that, Pepper went up before him. So she was like, okay, I don't need to be here for this bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Forgot to ask. Oh, man. I saw the jukebox in a previous minute, and I was going to ask you, hey, look, do we see that jukebox? Then I forgot.
Oh, well. So,
right, but yeah, he's got, different, like this carved wood table that looks like it's possibly a bunch of different tree stumps fused together. You looking at your pretty face?
No.
Not much more. Fancy house. Falling water all the time. Who the fuck needs that? Mm-hmm.